So the first step for her is to get to a place where she starts to understand what my intentions are and that I want to speak through mind, space, and pressure. Can I get her thought on me? Good. Can I direct and change her thinking? Do I have the ability to shift her thoughts? So if I touch my rein again, can I change her thought? And then, okay, this is a good one. Can I just gently work the space and have her release the thought of the rope? Okay, and now, before she has to move, I'm going to ask her to move. So then it's finding that balance between, she has so much energy, and if you don't give it direction, then it's going to find direction. Good, so here, this is a strong thought. So I'm not going to ask her to let the thought go immediately. I'm going to sit with it calmly, and now I'll see if I can change the thought. So now, you see, that's a girl. So initially, she was going to turn her head and keep looking. Okay, you have to wait until you feel. So now I'm going to be spatial still, because I'm not asking her to climb on top of me, but I'm just touching this, and I'm going to go everywhere she goes. There we go. What does she do in the beginning? She's like, how can I appease this without letting go of my thought? So here, I'm just going to do whatever I can to get to it. That's it. Good. I don't want her to believe this is an argument, but on the same hand, I don't want her to believe that leaning into me is what's necessary. So then, but if I escalate this, she's going to escalate. You can see that she's willing to do so, but she's pretty sure this is going to be some kind of a negative, that's it. Good. Experience. So wherever her head goes, I just go with her. So I'm not fighting her, but it actually hasn't solved anything yet. Okay, so there we go. So there's the thought. And then I just do a little bit of space. Good, honey, good. And I like to just kind of put them in these little spots. That's it. Good. And that's it. What's happening is she's learning me. This is, people think a lot of times what happens when horses are doing this stuff, good, is that they're being disrespectful. She is not. Horses want to live, they want to feel safe, and they're going to draw to a person or themselves. So if I help her feel safe, then she's so happy to be here. But if she doesn't feel competency in me, then she's going to do it herself. So this is like a little bit like the herd sorting a thing out. Now she felt, there we go, good. So that's the first time that she actually felt the outside of me rather than immediately anticipating that I wasn't going to be, wasn't going to be a competent in it. All right, so then recognizing what I'm trying to do with this is I'm sticking to an idea. Okay, so watch, I'm just going to stay with her. I'm not going to pull on her, because she already has an anticipation that I'm going to block her. Okay, so then that brings up a defensiveness. But if she's allowed to try anything she wants, like, see there, I'll just wait and watch. All of a sudden, that thought's going to change. But I'm on that. That's how sensitive this mare is. That's where her thought knows the lead rope's asking a question. But if I do more for her, then she just guards up. So then it turns into attention. So the goal for every horse is to kind of find them in such a way where I can actually speak to the thought. Okay, so now the thought's on the ground. I just take a feel until the thought changes. That's it. Good. For her to feel me here, slow it down so we're not dealing with muscle and speed. We're not dealing with a confrontational environment, and let her feel me energetically. Good. So I need to be able to feel her head and neck, her shoulders, her barrel. And as I come into these spaces, I'm just trying to feel my space. So it's just a little bit less comfortable for her to be in my space because of the level of confidence. It's like someone walking down a hallway and they're really marching and you just step aside because it's like they really have that sense. But I don't even mean that from dominance. I just mean it from a perspective of her. So she comes into this arena and she's pretty nervous. But I need to demonstrate to her that I'm not, that I'm okay in myself. And that's leadership, guys. There's a lot of horsemanship that will, and even in my past, would have been much more dominance based. So now it's my hand and her head. Watch the change spatially. Good. So you don't have to, because if I whack at her, she's already expecting to nip on my hand. So if I engage that, then I'm letting her empower that style of relationship. But all I had to do was wait, but not recede spatially. So as I do these kind of things, there we go. See what happened? There we go. Soon I earn the right to request something physically because of the energetic presence that I've kind of empowered in myself to her. Does that make sense? So a horse, some horses you can get away with it way easy. This is a horse who would escalate pretty fast if I started to create a confrontational relationship. Now to the hindquarters. Good. And all I'm doing is just feeling a little bit in the rein, but I'm just, there we go. Good. And now the nose. You see it went hips, then nose. Yeah. So then I just wait. And again, her right shoulder is her most conversible point on her body. So I'm using my lead a little bit just to support. That's it. But I'm trying to create openness in that shoulder. Now when I walk away, I'm still very spatially intentional. Now a little bit there. Good. Yes, good girl. Okay, so as I start to walk in, can I feel life flowing between us? Or do I feel like I just run up against that hardness? There we go. And then slowly what happens is all that you're left with is a need met instead of a body demonstrating an anxiety. So as often as you can, like even as I'm walking in, to the best of your ability, as you get close to her, feel outside your body because she needs to feel you. Especially, it's like a little kid, nervous and they walk up to their mom and they like pull on the shirt. Yes, you got to be like here. Yes, and when she comes into me, I'm just present with her. But not to say, get out of my space, but to say, feel, that's it. Feel what I have to offer you. Good, stay, yes, stay. And stay really solid and then don't step back. You see, we call that release, hey? You've done a good job. This is spatial recession. We're receding spatially. Now, that's it, now. So it's like, feel me? Good. But stay at the center of your space. Because then, see, now you're intimately connected spatially. And if she can feel you, she's going to draw from your energy about the environment. That doesn't mean you have to be close to a horse, but just recognize this is not a question and this is not relief. Okay? Generally, this is us pushing energy and this is us receding energy. What I'm saying is I want you to get to a place where you can just be your thoughts out here. Let her feel it. You have a question. Can you move? Can you move your nose? Can you move your shoulder? Good. But stay connected. The more she feels connected to you, the safer she feels. They're herd animals. When they feel the energy of something more confident, they feel safe. So number one, yeah, good, and just be present. Don't move, don't push her out. Now use your body. So this is what, yeah, okay, good. So you see your initial response is to go to the rein. Okay, so then if I'm here, I'm also here. Okay. So I'm like, hey, feel this, and it draws her attention, and I get a change. Not every horse is like that. Some horses you touch them, they don't even care, but she's sparkly sensitive. So now so this is what happens when you deal with the lead too much. It becomes about the lead. Okay, so I'm gonna go space, good, and then space here, good, and now I'm gonna go mind, and then I want to I'm gonna like a defenseman. I'm gonna be like, I'm staying right there with you, so that rope doesn't pull right. Because see what happens, guys, is when we get the mind and we get the space, all you're left with is a big puppy. So okay, now she's trainable. So everyone has to demonstrate to me, especially in a new environment, because people say, well, she's not like that at home. Well, of course they're not like that at home, because they're not pushed. But how better for you to find out your leadership and how the horse looks to you by being away from home. But isn't that why you're here? Right? So I kind of, if you come here and everything's perfect, well, maybe you're wasting your money.